Hey guys, it's becx. I'm here again. Not in the guest room this time. This time we're actually in my room. That's why we've got this. This is actually pretty cool. Like now that I look at it, I'm in my bed. What are the odds? Today first let me do some housekeeping. My mom saw my last episode and she said, 2 notes. Why don't you dress up and wear makeup? I was wearing makeup in the last one. And 2, maybe don't say the N-word as much. So I had on makeup in the last one. I think she didn't like the brown jacket. So I'm like in something a bit more decent this time. And I will try to refrain from using the N-word so much. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's the Atlanta in me. Just kidding. No, maybe it actually is. I think I have adopted like vernacular from like the different cultures because of the different environments that I've been in. So when I lived in Atlanta for like a year and a half, like I be saying y'all. I'm Jamaican and I'm using y'all. Like I love y'all. Like I just love y'all. Like it's so good. It I don't know, like the sounds of it's really good. Anyways, also feedback I got was maybe it should be shorter. So just loving the feedback. I guess my nails, these are bro. Well, I maybe need to lotion my hands, but nail bikers, don't say I never did anything for you. Yeah. So today I want to talk about love. I want to talk about love just because I feel like it's something that has been sort of like, love is always floating in the air. Holding my breath. No, I'm kidding. And also my own experience with getting over a crush. Oh my god. Guys, when I tell you about that, I just want us to know that this is a judgment-free zone. I am begging this to be a judgment-free zone. Oh my god, no. Anyways, yeah. So we listen and we don't judge because love is imperfect. How we interact in love, who we are when we are in love, it's all imperfect. You know what I mean? It's hard to get love perfect. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Love Island. Love Island is a show that I started watching in college. Let me give you the year. In 2019, I was in college. Yeah, so I used to rinse Love Island UK. Girl, and you know, like the episodes, it's like 50 episodes, but I wasn't watching it live. Like I was in Savannah, so I didn't even know really what ITV was. But Hulu, I guess, had the rights to Love Island UK and Love Island Australia. I'm not sure if they had Love Island USA. I don't remember what year Love Island USA started, but I feel like Love Island UK has always low-key been better. Like the accents, like they just been better. And also I feel like early Love Island UK, like when they were casting scaffolders and nursing students, yeah, that's when it was good. When it was giving I'm a scaffolder. Like, that was amazing. And yeah, and like when they were just like random people from Essex, like no social media presence, smoking cigarettes, like that is when it was good. So this year's Love Island USA, I haven't been watching it as closely. Well, I actually have not been watching it at all. I've just been like seeing clips online, and I think one thing that really stuck out to me, I think this was maybe earlier in the season or like mid-season, when like one of the contestants, Huda, had a crash out. And before I even get into that, we're jumping all over the place today. Like we were all. I'm saying today as if this isn't the second episode of this. So before we get there, Love Island, the concept of Love Island is my worst nightmare. And I think that is what drew me to the show initially. Like when I started watching it in college, in undergrad, I was like, oh, my worst nightmare, Q, and he knows this. And he knows, and I know this. Like, first of all, the first episode of Love Island, I'm not sure if they still do this anymore. They would have all the, well, they alternated genders on this, but they would have all the women stand up bikini makeup heels on the patio of some villa like in Barcelona. Sweltering hot, I'm sure. So they would stand up in a line, and at the time, Caroline Flack, rest in peace. I'm not sure how people feel about her. Anyway, she was the host at the time. Caroline Flack would then usher men one by one and be like, ladies, this is Callum, blah 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 blah. And I think the women would have to like stand out of the line if they were attracted to him. Like, oh, if you fancy Callum, like, step forward. And they would step forward, and then Callum lucky Callum would then look at like those three women and be like, I want to pair up with like the second girl. And it was always that is a nightmare, guys. That is a nightmare. I do not know how people, like, when I watched that show, when I first watched that show, I was like, oh, psychological torture. Like, this is a study on humans, their desperation to couple up, especially in like a heterosexual situation, I guess, because it was all men and women. Like, it was all men were, you know what I mean? It's all that. So I was like, oh, this is insane, and I'm gonna watch every second of it. And the British people used to like smoke cigarettes at like the smoke circle. But I think what really terrifies me about Love Island is being in a bikini on national television. Whoa, that's insane. They have to be in a bikini. Well, I don't know if they have to anymore, but I'm talking early Love Island. Girl, you had to be up, face B, 7 a.m., and you could drink, and all you did was drink, and you had to be in a bikini while literally looking at the guy who you're sleeping in a bed with. The stranger you're sleeping in a bed with. Hey. Scene. See the guy you're sleeping in a bed with talk to like the petite blonde. Bro. If you're a petite blonde, Love Island is your show, honey. Love Island UK is your show. Bro, I just cannot believe that like that's a show and people are voluntarily going on it. Like, you're telling me this isn't a punishment for like the horrible sins you've committed in a past life, or like even in this life? Like, how do you... I was just like, how, like the people who go on this are God's strongest soldiers. Like, I think to just, you wake up in the morning, face romantic rejection, have to be in a bikini, isolated from your friends and family, you're living with strangers, sharing one bathroom, cameras everywhere, surveillance, all while you're going through like the very vulnerable process of trying to find a partner, and your ability to stay on the island is dependent on if you have a partner, like if you have been able to attract a man. Oh my god, bro, your place on that island in Barcelona is dependent on if a man likes you, or if you like a man, because the voting, I don't know, I hear people can vote. I mean, people could have always voted, but the thing is, I watched them in, like, when they were reruns. Like, that's not what that was. I streamed them. It's not the same thing as a rerun. Oh my god. But yeah, I never really understood the voting. I've never voted in Love Island. I was just like watching these seasons like years after they came out. And I think one of my favorite seasons is the season with Amber, that curly haired girl. I think the way she navigated the villa was, I don't know, I feel like there was like a lot of self-respect there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she managed to stay on the island and she didn't like no guy, but I feel like a few guys liked her, but she didn't like no one. Turns out she was a lesbian. And I'm like, yeah, she kind of just like made friends with the guys and was just so mean to men, and they just like didn't understand it. They were so intimidated by her. and all the girls loved her, and like that I feel like the way she did it, like, I don't think there was like a better way, because they throw in like bombshells into the villa. So they get these other like attractive women, attractive men, put them in to kind of like shuffle up the dynamic so that it's fresh. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people in the early parts of the season are like, oh, we don't know who's gonna come through those doors. Like, someone could come tomorrow and like turn your head, and it was like, bro, what? Like, you're worried that like someone else is gonna come in, a petite blonde. Bro, I was always worried for every single girl when they like put a petite blonde in that villa. Like, girl, start packing them bags, girl. Start packing them bags, girl. The petite blonde is gonna be in your bed with your man. And the producers set that up. They set you up. It's such a huge setup, bro. It's like, I had to first of all, I don't think I would pass any psychological testing for Love Island, if there is any. It's looking a bit loose. The psychological testing is a bit loose, but if there is any psychological testing that needs to be done on Love Island, I would never pass that. Also, can I bring my well-being in? I don't think you can. Like, I wonder if anyone's been in there and been like, the thing is, I think if you are a person who's on antidepressants, like, you're automatically disqualified. You're not having no medication on the island. I feel like that's also such a liability to have someone who is like taking medication, and you're like, okay, we're gonna put this person in like a stressful environment. Like, but there was a guy on Love Island Australia, I think, that literally was taken out to the villa. Why do I feel like I'm saying? I always think I'm speaking in like 5 different tenses in one sentence. But this guy was like taken out of the villa because he like dead ass started just like hallucinating. I was like, oh yeah, I relate to that, buddy. I think that would be me. I think my brain would just be like, whoa, this is the most stressful thing on earth. Like, we're pulling out all the stops to cope. Like, if we have to make up some images for this girl, like, we gotta make up some images, like, to keep, you know what I mean? So he was taken out, and the thing about Love Island, they never explain when someone is taken out. So, like, they took that guy out, and the next episode, like, this guy was fully coupled up. I mean, he was, like, in the game. The next episode, they're like, blah, 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 had to leave for personal reasons. And then they just, like, throw in another guy, and they just move on. Like, absolutely nothing has happened. Like, someone didn't have, like, a whole mental health emergency. Like, I feel like that's so wild. But I don't even know... What was I even talking about for that? Maybe I should like write down stuff that I'm like supposed to talk about. But I guess what I want to talk about is Huda's crash out. Like, people are calling it a crash out. But what I don't know anything about Huda, by the way. So I'm not like co-signing her as a human, but I will say I do have empathy for her, like when she was going through that initial reaction, like when that sound came out, oh, my dream date, cute, and he knows that. Like, when she was going through that period of time when I think like the guy she was initially coupled up with, bro, I think it was a petit blonde. I'm not even joking. I think it was a petit blonde, like they coupled bro, that they coupled him up with, or like set him up on a date with, because, you know, like the producers will just be like, oh, a bombshell came in, she says she wants to date this guy, so we're gonna set up some dates. And Huda, I think she did. I think like her reaction is like the reaction we have in private, like the reaction a lot of women have in private, but because there is like nowhere for her to like put her anger, her sadness, like her jealousy, it, like, all she can do is like she can't go to her bed and go under the covers. Like, they can't do that. Like, she has to be out with other people. She has to be constantly seeing like the guys she likes interact with other girls. And bro, I saw a clip of her like eavesdropping on a conversation the guy she was paired up with, I think his name was Jeremiah, and he was talking to his guys like about her. Basically, all they can do in that villa is talk about each other, like in a circle. So he's doing that about her, and she tells the girls, oh, I'm gonna like use the bathroom. She goes over to the guys, hides, and listens to their conversation. And I'm like, same. Like, literally same. What else am I supposed to do? Like, I can't go on my phone and scroll TikTok. I can't like hang out with my dog. Like, I can't go see a movie. Like, I have to be here and confront these feelings in a matter of days. I have to be able to move on, potentially like, you know, sleep in a bed with someone else. Like, everything moves so fast that like, I think that's why the reactions look so big and so crazy, is because they do not have the luxury of time. Like, they're sort of being bulldozed through, as I said again, like the vulnerable experience of trying to find love. I don't think anyone goes on Love Island to try to find love anymore. Like, it's not like Love is Blind where they're like, yo, I want to be married. You know what I mean? Love Island isn't really like that. And even more so these days, it's more about just like, oh, I want to be like an influencer, and so I'm gonna like enter the reality dating sphere and go on Love Island. Which is why I think also a lot of authenticity has been lost from Love Island, and I think that's why people have reacted to Huda in this way, because she is, I mean, like, people, like, people used to fight on that show. Like, people were getting really drunk on that show, smoking cigarettes, you know what I mean, like stabbing each other in the back, like, for real. Like, I feel like it used to be like people were way more honest about their emotions and expressing their emotions. And I think the more popular the show has gotten, the more I think hyper aware the contestants have become about being on a reality dating show and it being broadcasted nationally. Bro, so people do have sex in the villa, which I believe is insane. I think it's insane because everyone sleeps in the same room. Like, it's like camp style, sleeps in the same room. So each couple has a bed. So, like, for you to have sex there, like, you're having sex in like a cafeteria, basically. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's as public as like a lunchroom. I think that is really insane. And I also do think they need to like be like, you can't do that. Like, I don't know. I think that should be banned. Like, because it's like, if I'm sleeping in the bed next to you, like, now I'm subjected to this, and I didn't consent to be a viewer of this. Like, y'all gotta go do that in private. Like, and the thing is, in the early seasons, they would have sex. Like, there was this girl I remember. So like, you can broadcast, because they have cameras in the bedrooms, so you can broadcast people having sex unless, because it's under the covers. I'm sorry, saying this out loud, it's like this show actually should be banned. But so you can have sex, and you can be shown having sex on national television if it's under the covers. So early in Love Island UK, this girl was like, okay, well, they can't show me having sex if I am naked. Like, if I am over the covers having sex, like, they cannot show a nude body on television. So she was like, okay, so that is what I'm gonna do. So they can't show me having sex because I'm naked. So she like kind of found a loophole, but I was like, girl, what? Like, it's 8 weeks. It's 8 weeks, guys. I think you'll be okay. I think you will be okay. But yeah, so they were just like way more brawling in the first seasons, and I think people have lost that in the Love Island sphere or universe. And so I think that's why Huda's crash out like is such a big deal, because it's like, whoa, someone is on television like displaying symptoms of something. I don't know what it is, but when I saw her reaction, I was like, okay, yeah, I relate. And I don't think you want me to relate, because this is a symptom of something, girl. This is a symptom of something. they shouldn't have let your ass on this island, bitch. Like, they shouldn't have let you here because and I feel like all the other people are, at least they come off as a bit more level-headed. I think they're a bit more like media trained to be like, okay, well, I'm on national television, like I'm not gonna push this girl in the pool or like, you know what I mean, like do anything too crazy. But it did remind me of my own behavior. Ooh, I'm not gonna speak too much on me. But like for the majority of this year, I have had a debilitating crush. Debilitating, like with someone I do not know, like. And I'm like, bro, God forbid a girl is passionate, is inventive, is imaginative, is, you know what I mean? God forbid a girl is passionate and is trying to manifest a partner into her life, like. But now that the veil has sort of been lifted, I'm like, what does me having such an intense crush say about myself? Like, why did I project everything I ever wanted a person to be onto like this stranger? And like when nothing came of it, I felt a rejection, like a rejection of someone. Guys, I can't even it felt like a rejection of someone who doesn't know you. This person doesn't know me. So it's like, okay, logically, Bex, let's really think about this logically. This person cannot reject you if they have not interacted with you. So me reacting, like having a physical reaction to a rejection that is like purely in my mind because I can't get through to this person because they are a stranger and they don't even live where I live or anything. Like this person is like a random person in London, like random, like TikTok influencer. Also, ew. Ew. Like I deadass had a debilitating crush on someone who made like silly cooking TikToks. And then I found out he had a girlfriend who looks exactly like me. And I was like, bum bum be dum bum. And I'm like, in a way, hysteria. Like literally, I was like, he can't keep getting away with this. Like literally, I was like, I don't know how to find out your crush is dating a girl that looks like you. Like you could be like, yo, a win is a win, but then you could also be like, that makes me even crazier. Like literally a girl who looked like she could be my sister. She's literally like but she looks like me but taller. And I have never felt my shortness more than when I found that out. I felt like every short guy and like the girl he has a crush on is dating like some guy who's 6'4", and you're like, no, like, stop. Nah. Like literally. And then honestly, I have to thank my friends. Like my friend was like, just block him, like just block him so like it's out of sight, out of mind. And I did that, and honestly it worked. And like I am free from the shackles. Like And I feel like that is the only reason I can talk about it, because when I was in those shackles, I started drawing him. Bro, ew, 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 ew. Drawing him. Ew, no, 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 no. That is, I am so, that makes me cringe down to my toes. Anyways, we're being honest here. We're being honest and we're being vulnerable. Do you know what I mean? I never said I was perfect. Guys, I am not someone to date. I am not someone like who dates a lot. Like, you know what I mean? I I don't remember the last time I was someone's girlfriend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is not me. That is not me. If you know me, you know me. He ain't mine. And I'm scared of women. So, so it is a hard place to be in the middle of. Anyways, I'm not a girl who dates a lot or like gets into relationships a lot. Honestly, I would say for a while romantic relationships has been very low on my list of priorities. So I feel like whenever people are like, "Oh, like I'm dating this person, this and that," I'm like, "Damn, I knew I forgot to be doing something. I knew I was supposed to be doing something, girl, and I just forgot. Like I just forgot people are like having romantic relationships." I'm like, "Damn, I forgot that, though. I forgot about it, though." Like literally that's just how I feel. And I think I do want to transition out of that to be a bit more like in the driver's seat of that situation, because it can feel passive, you know what I mean? It can sort of feel like, I think that is why I'm able to develop like obsessive crushes, because it's like, okay, well, I have like, I don't know, maybe is it I have romantic energy that's not being directed anywhere, so I sort of like project it onto like a shell of like, oh, this is like how I'd want my partner to like look or be like, and now I'm gonna project all these qualities onto them. That is not a good thing. No. That is that is definitely something I have to work through. Ooh, ooh, boo. Boo, working through, boo. Um, but yeah, but I will say I am way more aware of of like that pattern of thinking of like, okay, I'm gonna grab onto this like figure and I'm just gonna like absolutely turn it into something else. Like, I honestly, guys, I really think it's just because I have an active imagination. Like, you know what I mean? Sorry, I have the imagination of a filmmaker and the heart of a poet, bro. Like, sue me, bro. Yeah, so my film Paradise that was written by, not my dog trying to get inside, girl. That was written by Summer Eldemeyer. Um, like it deals with the beginnings of a crush, and I think that that feeling is so unmatched. Like the beginnings of a crush, like Loki before you have any information, I think is like such a sweet spot. Like because the thing is that is the like that's the time for imagination. That's the time when it's like, oh, this has so much potential. This could be anything. Like I could like you know what I mean? But ultimately reality may be different. Like it may really pan out different in reality. Like I could have met this guy who I had a crush on and been like, oh wait, he's like absolutely the worst. And it's not even it wasn't even that like, oh, I wanted to like meet him to fall in love with him. It's just I almost was like, it's almost better if I don't meet him because right now I'm sort of using him like as a projection, as like an aspirational thing. It was more of a what he maybe represented, but also maybe the qualities he had that I wanted to develop or see myself. But I think what a lot of women do is like, I don't think you should date that guy. I think you should just pick up the hobby he picked up. Like, I think that's what is attracting to you. Like, when I was like low key in love with Lando Norris, it's like, oh no, I just wish I was a race car driver. Like, oh wait, no, I just wish I was him, like low key. Like, I don't know, not in like a jealous way, but in just like a, oh, he has this quality that I like, but instead of dating him, I could just develop that quality. So really it was about me from the beginning. That's the thing with us Leo. It's like it all comes back to us. It all comes back to you. So you know what I mean? I guess I would maybe encourage us to interrogate our crushes more. That's what I've learned in these past few months. Interrogate our crushes more and really see what do they mean, because it may not even be about the other person at all. It may just be about yourself. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like that's all I have to say on this. Um, my fear of dating now, ooh, that's a different thing. That's some, you know what I mean? We're take baby steps. You gotta figure out one thing at a time. But I will say my aversion to dating, I'm like, damn, I hope this doesn't come back to like bite me in the ass, because it's like, I don't know, it's to me, dating feels like you kind of have to have practice. You know what I mean? Like, but then again, maybe I may be looking at dating wrong as like some sort of sport. Like it really isn't. Like, is dating a sport or an art? You know what I mean? I think I look at it as a sport rather than an art, but I look at love like an art, not a sport. But maybe it's a sport. Like maybe it's something you work on. Maybe it's something like you get your reps in. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure what my conclusion on that is yet, but maybe that's something we can all think about. Food for thought. Yeah, well, that's my thoughts, guys. I do not know when I will think of another thought. Like honestly, since you guys last saw me, I have not thought of another thought. Another whole thought. I'm always thinking, but not enough to say. So I don't know. I'll see you soon, maybe, hopefully.